Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to share with you perspective from a few different XRP chart analysts. I'll be starting with one who's a little bit sour when it comes to XRP, and he actually argues publicly that XRP is going to zero. He's one of the most famous, respected, well-known chart analysts in all of crypto, and he's been a trader actively for over 50 years. He says XRP is going to zero. Now, of course, I don't take that seriously, but I want to highlight that for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's funny. Second of all, once it's proven that XRP is clearly not going to zero and hits a new all-time high in interest price discovery, it'll be a fun "see, I told you so." I also want to highlight that even artificial intelligence disagrees with this dimwit. But analysts out there who... let's just say, don't have XRP derangement syndrome, the reputable analysts out there who don't have that do not believe XRP is going to zero. In fact, one very popular analyst believes that XRP starting this month is going to pick up some serious ground against Bitcoin. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so here we go. Chart analyst Peter Brandt, 728,900 followers on social media platform X. He is, again, one of the most well-known analysts in all of crypto. And he does a pretty damn good job. Did you know that? And I mean that. I'm not being facetious. He does, in fact, a great job. And I think really what got him a ton of attention initially from people in the world of crypto is when he called the top of the market in 2017 in December. And then a year later, when Bitcoin bottomed out, he called that as well. And so it's so fascinating the degree to which he's so frequently right about all sorts of coins, including Bitcoin. But for some reason, I know this is weird, but just when it comes to XRP, he happens to consistently be disastrously wrong. How is that? Might it be that his bias is seeping into his analysis that he's sharing with his 750,000 followers on X? Might that be it? Might that be it? I think yes. This is what I call XRP derangement syndrome. It's not anything based in logic, fact, reason, data. He just doesn't like it. And he's been saying that for as far back as I can remember, over half a decade. He just doesn't like XRP. He doesn't like Ripple. And because he doesn't like it, he insists it's going to zero, and he insists that it's reasonable to believe that's going to happen based on what's in the charts. It's hard for me to believe that he believes what he's saying because it doesn't make sense. And so here's an XRP BTC chart, and he wrote, from a pure classical charting point of view, that is Schabacker, Edwards, McGee, this chart looks like it is headed toward zero, XRP BTC. Now, he's been saying this for years and years and years and years, and every time he says something stupid about XRP, I highlight it. And there's been like one or two rare occasions where he thought for some brief short period of time XRP was going to move to the upside. Very rare instances, and I highlight two because it always surprises me. But almost every post from him, almost every single one of them, is XRP's crap, it's going to zero, Ripple's a scam, the whole thing. That's the type of person he is. Now, of course, that doesn't make sense, and in fact, if you look at this XRP BTC chart, this is an all-time chart going back over a decade, you can see, if you're looking at the screen, where I'm circling in 2014, XRP bottomed out against Bitcoin, rocketed to the upside. 2017, XRP bottomed against Bitcoin, rocketed to the upside. Last cycle, too, 2020 into 2021, XRP bottomed against Bitcoin, rocketed to the upside. And we think that this time is different. Do we actually believe that? Do we actually believe that? Because, look, for over a decade, in all of these bull markets, XRP absolutely has participated. Now, fine, it didn't hit a new all-time high last cycle, but it was also getting attacked by the SEC. So, kind of gonna give it a pass on that one. Pretty reasonable, I think. And here's a 3-month chart on XRP. This is the low for the cycle, at least to this point, April 13th, and it's just trended up since then. So was that the bottom? I don't know for sure, but if it's not, we're going to find one, and then XRP is still going to pop to the upside. If the asset class is going to move to the upside, if there's going to be an alt season, you better believe XRP is going to participate. It doesn't make logical sense to think that it wouldn't. You'd have to actually argue this time is different. And other coins behave like this too. They find lows against Bitcoin, and then at those lows right before alt season, pop to the upside. So if he were going to be consistent, then he'd say that about pretty much all altcoins. They're all going to zero against Bitcoin, every single one. Now, I would agree that most coins don't need to exist, but it's not reasonable to believe that that's going to be happening anytime soon, obviously, right? This is just crazy. It's crazy talk here. And so chart analyst Bobby A, he must have seen the same thing that I saw, because last night he posted the following. And this is obviously him taking a stab at Peter Brandt, which I'm all for. I mean, it's well-deserved here. He says, when XRP inevitably takes off, I am going to crucify bears. I will start with one whose first name rhymes with eater and last name rhymes with ant. Might that be Peter Brandt? I'm thinking so. And so somebody in Hism responded to that, and I thought that this is kind of nailing. And he said, if you pay attention to more than just price, it's almost the best risk-reward trade in crypto right now, but everyone's been so conditioned to hate it. Folks, I'll just pause to say that, yes, they have been. That is XRP derangement syndrome. It's not about facts, logic, reason, data, anything to the degree to which XRP is decentralized. It's not about that. It's just a thing. Kind of like how everybody hates Nickelback. It's like it became a societal thing. Well, within our culture of crypto, it just is. Now, there's tons of us who disagree, and our community is absolutely gigantic. And the people who like XRP, I'd say, were a bit more reasonable. We care about utility and real-world adoption, and we know that XRP has that. But anyway, so then he continues. He says, they all want institutional money to pump their bags, but don't want to buy the coin institutions will pump. And Bobby A responded to that and simply wrote, yes. And then somebody else asked me, reckon XRP can touch $10? And chart analyst Bobby A said, oh yeah. And so the reputable analysts I follow, they do believe stuff in line with that. That makes sense. And it's just so funny. Again, how can he be so disastrously wrong about XRP when he's so frequently right about everything else that he talks about in charting? He's not being intellectually honest there. And money does cycle through. It's like, here's a post of somebody that doesn't get that concept. Somebody named Hickson wrote, surely nobody thinks Bitcoin goes to $100,000 while alts like Pepe end up lower at the similar time. Well, that's not quite how this works. So Credible Crypto reposted that and said, does someone want to tell this guy about rotations and how they work? Yeah, so Bitcoin leads the market. Eventually, people want to take profit out of Bitcoin, and then those profits will rotate in other altcoins, including large cap coins like ETH and XRP. And so Peter Brandt, if you're going to take him at face value, he doesn't think that applies to XRP. People are just going to treat this one different, which is laughable. And so there's this post I came across randomly from somebody named Jim Knox, and he asked the new version of ChatGPT, so it's version 4.0, which I think came out yesterday to the public. This guy, I'm not going to read this whole post because it's a little bit long. It's on your screen if you want to pause, and I'll scroll down. I'm just going to share a snippet of it. But he asked ChatGPT to do an analysis on XRP BTC charts and XRP USD charts and kind of predict when XRP might take a move. And it's just interesting because I'm not saying that I put stock into what the artificial intelligence is doing necessarily. I read through it. It is what it is. But it is fascinating to me that the artificial intelligence does something here that Peter Brandt can't do, which is artificial intelligence here not factoring in emotion about XRP because it doesn't have emotion. But Peter Brandt can't do that. And so you do get, whether this is right or wrong, that's not the point of this. I'm just trying to point out the difference between even artificial intelligence versus Peter Brandt here. And it actually does argue that there's a strong case to be made that XRP actually is going to be moving up based on all sorts of chart metrics. And I think this sums it up pretty well right here. And so this is again from artificial intelligence. When will XRP move? Given the current setups, a significant move in XRP could realistically happen within the next few weeks to a couple of months. The price patterns and indicator signals suggest that a breakout from the current consolidation phases is imminent. So, folks, whether you think that this analysis from ChatGPT, the new version, is right or wrong, isn't exactly the point. I'm just highlighting here that it is taking an asset where it has no emotional attachment, and this is the type of process that it would run through, whether it's XRP or Bitcoin or gold or Apple stock, pick it. It's doing an actual analysis based on charting, which is something that Peter Brandt is incapable of doing with XRP because he has XRP derangement syndrome. But it's going to be moving, and in fact, one popular chart analyst, Dark Defender, thinks we're going to be seeing some serious movements on XRP against Bitcoin this month. So check this out. This is an XRP BTC chart going back to the end of 2014, it looks like, and he says, XRP BTC pair in the monthly time frame. History says the pair always bounced back from ultimate support. Starting this month, we will see tremendous XRP appreciation against Bitcoin. So like I was saying earlier in the video, unless this time is different, is this time different? Because that's typically famous last words. But just look, it's just data. That's the moment in time where that's why it makes sense to be excited here. And that's why I have a Future Dunks bookmark tab on social media platform X. And after XRP hits a new all-time high in interest price discovery, I'm going to have a fun See I Told You So video highlighting all the disastrously wrong things that these people with XRP derangement syndrome say. It's going to be a really fun video. So look forward to that one. It's definitely going to come. And if I'm wrong, then I'll admit that too. I just happen to have strong conviction, and allegedly they have strong conviction. Let's see who's right. But if I'm wrong, then if we don't hit a new all-time high and we have a proper alt season, yeah, I think it's time we have a very serious conversation in the XRP community and look inward and see if there's something that we are missing at that point. But I don't believe for a second that's what's probable. Here's a post from a chart analyst, Greg Crypto, XRP BTC chart on your screen. YOLO band, you only live once. And so, for those who are looking at the screen, he's referencing this blue bar here within this range. He's calling that the YOLO band, you only live once. Because when you dip into that blue band right there, well, I mean, it does look like XRP's heading to zero until suddenly it isn't. And so that's for the people that have conviction. That's where they buy. That's hence the YOLO term anyway. And so he wrote, in my previous post from May 1st, I mentioned being cautiously optimistic about XRP BTC unless we close above 0.00001. Now, back in 2017, there was a bounce from the YOLO band, followed by a 45% dip, which was a life-changing buying opportunity. And now we're all eagerly awaiting the 2017 fractal to unfold, but sometimes we must endure maximum pain before experiencing euphoria. A potential 45% decline from XRP BTC suggests a bottom between 0.0000555 and 0.0000771. A rebound from that would be less harsh, but we must recognize that flipping the major resistance at 0.00001 into support will be crucial. And then he says, stay steady, Valhalla waits, and when we conquer, the celebration will be nothing short of epic. Now, that part I agree with. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a matter of time. It's not as much if. And not that I literally have 100% conviction, but not far off from that. I've never been more confident and optimistic for XRP. And it's, and you would expect that in a moment like this. If I'm right, wouldn't you also expect that most people don't agree? Because if we were at that moment where most people agree, first of all, it's too late. And second of all, would you expect that with XRP anyway? People are conditioned to hate it, except for the rational and logical ones. Which is why we do have a big community. Like, we have a community of like an untold number of humans. It's gigantic. We've been around for a really, really long time. It's people from all walks of life, hardworking, smart people. Because in the end, I think a lot of us do feel the same in that utility matters and will win the day, which is my investment thesis at its core. If you're talking really big picture, yeah, and so people that care about that, they're attracted to XRP. Of course, that makes logical sense. So we'll find out what happens together, but. It's looking just like it should for this particular part of the bull cycle, don't you think? That's what I think. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.